Idiots. It's always one. Oh, you shut up as well. Nobody asked for your opinion, you fluffy hound. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yes, Chad. No, I didn't learn from Warrior. I did watch Ross a few times, but it's a common trading strategy, Alicalca, and the reason it works is because it's so common. Hey, Mike. Morning to you. No, Man United's not doing anything, so you say go long on Man United. When it starts to move, I might go long on Man United. All right, if it starts to sell off, I might go short on Man United, so we'll see. People would less likely buy a company if the price is too high. Right, okay. Couldn't care less. If Man United get bought by Arabs, I don't care. If they get bought by Osama bin Laden, I don't care. Quite frankly, what Man United do is none of my concern. Couldn't care less about the club. It took me about 7 or 8 months to start seeing consistent profitability, Alicalca. Most people, a lot of people, it would take longer than that. It was the fact that I was able to submerge myself in it, and I did have an aptitude for it. So I would say if you are, the minimum it's going to take you to, you're going to consistently lose money for at least 3 to 6 months, pretty much guaranteed. At that level, what you should be concentrating on is not making money, but protecting your equity, staying afloat. Had a consultancy session with one of my students last week, no, beginning of this week, and I was using the analogy that start off with, it's like swimming. The first part of it is that what you want to be doing to start off with is you've got your water wings on. That's your trading in a simulator. That's your water wings. You can jump in at the deep end. You know full well you're going to float. But you practice the moves and you practice trying to get swimming. As soon as you take those water wings off, that's going into a live account. You know if you do it wrong, you sink and you could drown. There's a big issue there. So the emotions kick in, the panic kicks in. Very similar to learning how to swim as learning how to trade. So what you do is the point is not so much to swim a full length of the pool. It's learning to tread water, learning to stay afloat. That's the first part. Once you can learn to stay afloat, then you can start to make strides and maybe do a few strokes and get away from the side and maybe you'll get a width in. Not the length, and just practice that until you can then do a whole bunch of lengths. Hey, Alistair. How much of that was 7 to 8 months was paper trading? Not a lot, CC. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. To start off with, I lost a lot of money. I lost over $30,000. If I hadn't bought speculatively in the crypto space at the time, I probably would have given up. But yeah, I lost quite a lot of money to start off with, and I blew my account up 3 times before I turned that corner and started to get profitable. And once you got profitable, it's like the penny drops, the key clicks in the lock, and you can then move on from there. I still have momentary lapses. You've watched me do it. I still have momentary lapses. Every trader does. Not every trade's going to go your way. You're going to have days when you're looking like you're trading on point, but the trades just aren't following through. So you can minimize that by being very selective in your trading and have very lower risk. But you know, but yeah. Cool, man. You want me to take a look at that for you? This is lottery.com. Lottery.com's had a good day yesterday. Had a good week. In fact, February's been good. No, in fact, 2023's been good for lottery.com. It's not doing much though right now. It's up at 78 cents right now. Back at the turn of the year, it was down about 15, 16 cents. But it's not really doing from an intraday trade. There's no trade, but in terms of longer, if you look at the longer time frame, if you look at the daily, for example, it's had a good 2023. So 2023 started here, so we got a bit of a double bottom there, either side of the new year, and it's had steady moves up. Now the range is very small, with less than. Just be aware of that on the daily. The daily range is very small, but it's moving steadily up. It's currently at 78 cents, but there's nobody trading it from an intraday trade point of view. I'd say there's no trades there. There's not enough volatility or volume from an intraday trading point of view. But from a longer, maybe swing trading, you might look at that. Or if you like the company, if they've got a nice economic moat, if you think that they're doing good things. Then maybe put a few quid in there and keep it there for a couple of quarters, see how you get on. Do I know why the market went down yesterday? Because the general sentiment was bearish. Why does the market go up? Why does the market go down? Better men than me have tried to figure that out, and you've just got to trade the momentum one way or the other. In the long term, the market's only going one direction. There's no doubt about it. If you look at the last 100 years or so, the markets have only ever gone in one direction. You have bear periods and bull periods, and you have the little bits in between, which is kind of sideways doing nothing. Nice one. So you're up already. You've hit your goal, and you've got out. Good stuff. Get green, get to goal, get out. Hey, Tamimi. So in terms of paper trading, I started to get profitable in once I turned that corner. I was practicing strategies and practicing, the strategy that I use in a simulator just to hone it in. But I was still trading in the live account as well. I was kind of doing two side by side, and don't do that. Well, Alistair, your problem is two things: discipline and trading too large. So you've got a nice sized account now, but you're still going after big swings, and that's okay. I'm an aggressive trader myself. I'm guilty of trading too large myself, and that's okay. But what I do is I trade on an account that I can afford to lose. Hey, Summit. PMZ, good morning to you as well. Pulse, that is on a shirt. Get green, stay green. It's on a. Check out the merch store. You can get green, stay green. Yeah, I looked at Hills. I called Hills out, but it didn't break out above $2. So Hills had a nice little pop up this morning, and I thought maybe we'll go on a bit of a roll. Tried to trade it in the small account as it broke $2, and then it kind of got rejected. It went up to 224 here. We'll see. Traded this on the small account, made $125. So. It's got a nice catalyst. Cheers, user. Let me know if the music's too loud or not loud enough. I think it's just right, personally. We've got some IPOs due to drop today as well. A whole bunch of IPOs due to drop today. So the 3 that dropped yesterday didn't really do much. We'll see what happens today. We might actually get Bullfrog AI finally hits the markets today. It's confirmed, but it was confirmed earlier in the week as well, and it just got pushed. It's been pushed for about 3 weeks now. So this is Hillstream Biopharma. Has got a good catalyst. So been watching this. Went up to the $0.25, got rejected. So it's not exactly going parabolic, but we'll see. It might still do that yet at the bell. SQL had a big move up overnight. Went up to 239. High of day is 239 so far. Oh, pre-market high. And it's kind of bouncing on the VWAP, which is interesting. Look at this on the 5 minute. You can see how, so this moved up huge amounts on Tuesday, I think it was, pre-market. So I'll come to that in a second. But you can see how much this moved up from kind of 85 cents all the way up to 245 or 240, 239. Whereas if you look at this on the 30-minute chart, 60-minute chart even, you can see it did the same thing on Tuesday. It got up to that same level, 240-ish. 240, it got rejected, 239, and then it just sold off. So the question is, will it sustain, or is this more of a daily double top? The daily devil horns, if you will. I'd like to see this up over 250 just to fill that wick and get over that resistance, but not sure it will. Traded Lyft on earnings last night. That was lovely. So Lyft had earnings last night, and I shorted it after hours, and as it broke $14 out, that's when I got in and got out at just 1280, I think it was. Made 4K on it. Lovely. Got me to goal. If I recorded that trade, so if you want, that trade's been posted on YouTube, so you can go and watch that trade as it in real time on YouTube, like 5 minutes of a trade. So that was very nice. Whoever said don't drink and trade didn't see me doing it last night. Oh, it was me. That's right. So lift. Trying to bounce though here on the down at the bottom. It's trying to bounce. Get back up over 1150 maybe. Quite a big drop. Market this morning's been quite tranquil. There's not a lot of movement. I thought Sunshine Biopharma might have made a move up. Didn't sustain. Stream is interesting, but it's kind of struggling up here between 210 and 220 like it did earlier. We'll see. What are you watching today? What direction you think the market's going to go? I mean, we saw it yesterday, gap up. So let's look at this on the 15. You'll see what I'm talking about. So yesterday we saw the market closed out here, gapped up and then sold off. From the open, it sold off. Today we're gapping down. So will the converse, will the inverse be true? Will we gap down and then rally from the bell, or will we continue to sell off? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. So the market went very bearish yesterday, and this is just. There was no discernible news catalyst that I can see that caused the market to do what it did yesterday and sell off the way it did. And that's just it. The market can be completely rational. The market makers, they send the market whichever way they feel like they're going to send it from time to time. And, you know, unfortunately, we as retail traders just have to jump on the trend. Shorting the market, shorting the big stocks yesterday was the way to go, and no different after hours when I shorted lift. So let me know if you think the market's going to rally. Gap it, is it going to be a gap down and then rally up, or is it going to be like yesterday, sell off again? Although even though it did gap up yesterday, let me know your thoughts. Vols, yes, they are. Yes, my commissions are high. At the moment, I was looking at this a couple of days ago, and my commissions are working at about 20% at the moment for this year, which is extremely high. Well, I say commissions. It's commissions and charges. So ECN, FINRA, SEC, as well as commissions. All of this. And if I'm going short, any kind of borrow fees and locate fees. So the cost of trading is working out about just under 20% at the moment. Last year, across the whole year, it was just under 16%. So yes, my commissions are high. And taxes is a percentage. I budget, and it never comes to that amount, but I always budget on 30%. But I've got a good, I've got an accountant that helps me out, and usually is able to reduce my overall outgoings. It's not done my charity donations this year yet. Another way to, you don't see any benefit in your own pocket, but you can write off certain charitable donations off against your tax bill. So whilst you don't see any net benefit, you're paying less to the tax man. Someone else is getting the benefit of it instead. No, it doesn't work out like that to me. It's because what you're looking at the gross numbers there. So what if you take the 20% off in the fees and charges? That's my gross profit. The 80% is my gross profit, and then I'll get of the gross profit, I set aside about 30% just in case for the tax man. So it's not 50% in total is coming off the top. So my gross profit, if you look at my gross profit, I'm probably getting about, what, 65% that I can use myself, and then I'm returning the rest. Reinvesting the rest. Oh, half of that. I should set up my own charity and do it that way. Okay, so gold, the gold trust, 173 at the minute. No, 173.70. So whoever was looking for gold, this is an ETF that tracks the price of gold. So the best way to calculate it to me is on my net, which is why I was setting myself a net goal last year. So my net on a monthly basis, my net gains that I withdraw, my net profits that I withdraw from the broker, because the gross profits, broker takes out their commissions on a daily and the charges on the daily, and then at the end of the month they have the platform data fees, and this is minuscule in the grand scheme of things. But they take off the charges and things. I withdraw the profits on that month, the net profits that I've got, split that 3 ways. I reinvest a third. I've got a third, which is my cost of living and, my day-to-day expenses and everything else. And then a third that I put away for the tax man. Now, my cost of living, I don't take that as a salary or a wage or whatever it is. I keep that in my business account, and I pay all my expenses. So utility bills, car payments, I've got cars on a lease, utility bills I get, because I'm working from home, I'm able to offset some of the costs of the mortgage and everything else. So PayPal wasn't too bad, I don't believe, last night. It's kind of mixed results. It's up at the moment, $80. So anything that you can expense, if you eat out, whenever I'm eating out, I expense it. I take the receipt and put it off as a business expense. And if the accountant says, okay, it was a business dinner. That's what I said. It was a business dinner. I was entertaining clients or customers or whatever. And the thing is, when they say, okay, well, you're a day trader, what are your customers or clients? Well, that's the idea. That's another reason why I have multiple strings to my bow, and I'm not just day trading, because I can then have legitimate expenses and pertain it to other parts of my other business areas that I have to reduce my tax liability. Probably May or June, I think, Alistair. So we'll see. So PayPal just made highs, breaking highs right now. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just pull up the PayPal and I'll rattle off exactly what the earnings came, because they weren't too bad yesterday. Okay, so PayPal earnings, Q4 earnings. PayPal sees Q1 adjustment EPS $1.08 to 110. So this is 106. So it's above the estimate. Net revenue growth 7.5%. So it beat the estimate as well. So the Q4 EPS was EPS beat. Sales slight miss. Ever so slight miss. So we're looking at 7.38 billion versus the 7.39 billion estimate. So it was mixed results for PayPal, but because it started off, if you look at, I'll put it on the chart and you can actually see this. It started off, it sold off, and then it rallied, and there was like a $10 swing. Put this on the 15, you can see what I'm talking about. It sold off when the earnings started coming out. It went all the way down to kind of 72, and then went all the way up to 85. Oh, well, no, yeah, 85. So there was a $12, $13 swing. So I'm thinking, okay, 2,500 shares there. You could have made 25,000 bucks on that, but from the bottom to the top. But then I'm kind of being realistic. I'm like, the way that moved, the way that it moved down, I probably would have gone short on it, and then got caught out as it rallied and moved up. So I'm glad I did. I decided to trade Lyft instead of PayPal. These were the two that I was watching after hours last night. Then I was like, do I trade Lyft or do I trade PayPal? And Lyft was more. It just seemed more sustainable in terms of the move. So that's what I traded Lyft, and it was a lot cheaper. So the thing about wash trades is you're a day trader. Wash trades isn't really a thing. Where wash trades come in is if you're a long-term holder of a stock and you're trying to offset the losses against tax. You don't do that with day trading because you're in and out during the day, so you're looking at your intraday profits. You can look at like exchange rates and all kinds of different things if you want to. The accountants have all different ways of trying to minimize that, but wash rates is more when you've got long-term holdings and then you've got a trade that you are in and out within a couple of days, and it's a short swing trade or even intraday, and you're trying to group that with your long-term holdings. You've got to keep it separate because otherwise the wash rule, and in the US I think there's a way of getting around that as well, but if you keep it different revenue streams, and that's one of the reasons I have my long-term holdings in a separate account from my day trading, is so that I can demonstrate that any losses I'm making on my long-term holdings, and even if I take, for example, if I've got long-term holdings with Amazon, but if I day trade Amazon, then it's because it's in a different account, I can demonstrate that any losses or gains are not related to the long-term losses that I want to offset against taxes. And there's a whole different way of doing it, which it can get complex and gives you a headache. So that's why you employ the brain boxes that have got an accountancy degree. Because in theory, Jack, every trade I take day trading is a wash trade. Right, Hills. No, Hills still not doing anything really. 4 cents, 4.5 cents on the volatility, so it's up at 220s. It's kind of trying to make steady gains, a little bit of a pop, but it was only like 10-15 cents pop. You've got a cent on the spread, take into account. It's currently 216, so it's not got the volatility that I want for a big move. This move up here was nice. We might get a breakout over 225. But we'll see. It can be confusing, and look, it can give you a headache if you try and get around it. And he comes up with fancy ways to reduce my liabilities. So leave it to the accountant. Absolutely. If you've got a CPA, why not use it? I know they charge stupid amounts of money, but it pays off in the end. You think they're expensive, but they actually save you a lot more money than they cost. So it's always worth particularly when you're talking about the numbers I'm talking about, it's worthwhile getting an accountant, a good accountant. That's if you, yeah, absolutely, Don. And that's if you're trading as an individual. So that's the thing. And there's I don't know about the tax liabilities in the US, and this is one of the reasons you can trade it as an individual, or you can trade as in a bit like a limited company or an LLC or whatever you want to do it. And depending on your circumstances, on your location, different benefits for different people. So always speak to an accountant about it, because what's right for you in Florida might not be right for someone in New York, certainly not going to be right for me in Ireland, and what's right for me in Ireland is not necessarily right for somebody in the UK or Germany or else. So speak to an accountant in your jurisdiction. There's different rules and different liabilities, and the amount of tax you pay for capital gains, for dividend tax, for income tax, for anything across that across the board there, it's different depending on your jurisdiction. So speak to a good qualified CPA and they'll advise you accordingly. But there's all kinds of it depends if you're day trading in an LLC or you're day trading in your own in your own name. If you're trading in an LLC, it's business income. Why did the market sell off yesterday? Because there was more sellers than there was buyers. Actually, it's a zero-sum market, so there's an equal amount of both. But yeah, because of the overall market sold off, that's why. There was no discernible catalyst that I could see that was causing the market to sell off. It was just deciding to trend downwards. I don't see any catalyst. No real macroeconomic catalyst. It wasn't like there was a rate hike or you know, bad CPI data, which comes out next week, by the way. It just decided, look, we've had a bit of a rally. We're selling off. We're continuing to sell off, rather, because it was a big hit. You're absolutely right. And a lot of companies, well, if you look at the markets, it's the companies like Google and Microsoft. They all felt the pinch because they follow the market. But absolutely, Don. Absolutely. Look, I can sit here and talk about taxes and incomes, and you know, like the banner says, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm just offering an opinion. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion, and what I say is probably going to be wrong in your jurisdiction. I can only give you the benefit of my experience, and where you're based, it might be completely different. The rules can be different. So better speaking to somebody that knows about taxes in your locality. But that's just it. Get him. I do stay with what I know. In fact, I don't know anything. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just know I'm doing it well. So staying with what I know can be difficult, and I don't know anything. HKD making a move on very low volume. LB's making a move up. It's down at 17 cents now, but trying to make a move up. This is the biggest mover at the moment. It's currently 88% up on the day, but it's just not volatile enough for me to trade it right now. I'm not saying that I tried to trade it earlier in the day on the small account. Where is the small account? Okay, so I made $125 trading this on the small account earlier. but it didn't get all. I got in for the break of $2 and 2,500 shares, and it just didn't break out. Got up to kind of 260, and I was looking for 225, and then it pulled back. I didn't trade on its second move up. I just thought, okay, I've got $10,413 in the small account, and there's no leverage on this stock anyway, so I wasn't going to be able to take huge size. So 2,500 shares all I was going to take. If I lose weight, I'll need to change my catchphrase. You're absolutely right. Well, there's two things. There's two things I would caveat about that. Is that a long time I used to play rugby, so I'm built like this. I can't. Someone said I've got one of these BMI indicator things, and I'm like 6'3", so and I'm right now close to 20 stone. So what's that? 280. Remember, about 275 pounds if you're in American money. So about 20, just under 20 stone, and I'm 6'3". But I used to play rugby at quite a decent level as well, and I'm built like this. Someone said did my BMI calculation and said that my my ideal weight for my height would be about 14.5 stone. And I was kind of thinking about that, and I thought, well, the last time I was 14.5 stone, I think I was 14.5. So I'm on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, nine nines. I've played rugby against Samoans. I've actually played rugby with Samoans, actually. Well, with one. When I was playing semi-pro, I did play. There was a Samoan on the team, so there you go. Go figure. Oh, cheers! Thanks for that, 99s. It's just a bit of a tranquil Friday morning. We've got 20 minutes, well, just over 20 minutes before the market opens. There's not a lot moving pre-market. Like I said, I took a trade with Hillstream on the smaller account, but it's not. At the open, this might go one of two ways. It might shoot up. Well, it might go one of three ways. It might shoot up and have a bit of a gap and go, or it could just sell off. The other way, the third way, is that it just continues trending sideways. If you look at the VWAP, which is the blue line here, which is pretty much horizontal, that tells you it's just moving sideways. The VWAP is a very good intraday trend indicator, and whilst it's upwards trending slightly because all the price action is above the VWAP, it is there's not a lot of volatility in terms of moves to the north side, simply because if you look at the VWAP, it's horizontal. So the volume coupled with the actual price action as well, it's there's not a lot of movement. That's true. That is true, CC. Right off the losses. What software is this? This is DAS Trader, DAS Trader, DAS Trader Pro. The acronym is Direct Access Software. Not on this account. I took the 2,500 share trade with on this stock with the small account and made $125. So I effectively got 5 cents out of it. Well, they've not been playing there, Alistair, so I can't talk about them when they're not playing. I'm happy to talk about them. I've been supporting them through the good and the bad, and I'm old enough to remember the 90s and the Spice Boys and the late noughties with Hicks and Gillette. So like, just because we go through a bit of a bad patch ain't going to change my allegiance. Look, you're a Newcastle supporter. You know what I'm talking about. Just as long as you batter the scum at weekend after next. Although in the 90s I did enjoy those 4-3 victories over you guys. Three in a row, I think there was. 3 consecutive games in a row, end-to-end stuff. Neither team knew how to defend. I think that's what did to Keegan's career. He just he just absolutely shattered his nerves after those 3 games. No, it's not. Not for it's a good forex platform. It's so 99s. MetaTrader 4 is developed and it's built for forex. MetaTrader 5, they've included the ability to trade equities, but because it's built for forex, it's not the best platform for trading equities. So I suppose it's an entry-level platform if you're trading equities. It's really for trading forex, and I would say MetaTrader 5 futures possibly as well, but certainly not for equities. Well, it depends on what I was referring to in terms of the scum and Newcastle beating them. That's definitely who I'm referring to. But we'll see. Yeah, the 90s were great. Not as good as the 80s, but the 90s were great. I suppose 90s was my coming of age decade, really. Turning out in Wigan and getting beaten up every other Friday night by gangs on King Street. Well, let's party like it's 1999. There's nothing moving right now, guys. There's no big news. There's no big news drops or anything. The biggest mover is Hillstream, which is what we've got on the stream on the screen right now. So this is Hillstream Biopharma. This is the biggest mover over $2 right now. So this is why I've got this on the screen, but it's still not very volatile. It's not showing any particular. It's not showing any particular levels of strength. It's got really good volume, relative volume. There's been like 16 million, almost 16 million shares traded today on Hillstream Biopharma. It normally does 1.6, so the relative volume is a 10x, which is a really good relative volume. It's up right now 86.5% on the day from yesterday's closing price. Why? Well, the reported initial results evaluating the synergy of a drug with an immune checkpoint inhibitors with regards to lung cancer cells. So, and it demonstrated significantly greater tumor inhibition. So it's down to lung cancer treatment. We do like a good news cancer catalyst. So we're getting, one day we'll beat it. Seems like there's a lot more different types of cancer nowadays than there ever used to be, but I blame the farming industry and the use of Roundup. Ginger? I think you need glasses, Alistair. Well, we had a Snoop Dogg catalyst earlier in the we get a Miyako dog catalyst. She's over on the sofa snoring away. That should pump the market. It's a small enough float as well. We're like just under 7.5 million in the float in terms of number of shares available. So it's been a quiet pre-market. Nice to just have the stream and a bit of company when you're just sitting here waiting, doing nothing. So this is the problem with day trading. Is imagine doing this and all you're doing is looking at the screen and you've not got anything else but the charts in front of you. It's monotonous, tedious. You're stir crazy. No, exactly. Keep away from the boredom trades. That's what I'm trying to. So if I got on this one right now for the break of 230, it's a boredom trade. Whilst it's breaking new highs, we're not getting the range. The range is like 4 cents on the average true range on the 1 minute. So we've not got the range to take advantage of. So it's not volatile enough. The volume, whilst it's good relative volume on the day, we're just not seeing the breakout levels. We've got 12 and a half minutes to the bell. We might see this gap and go. We might see this go parabolic and move up to like $4. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not offering financial advice. It's not a stock pick. But what I am saying is that if it gets a bit more volatile, it is the top mover. So if it gets a bit more volatile, we could potentially trade it once we see the moves are more reliable. Right now, it's just not doing anything. I'd rather just sit on my hands and wait for something to pop up and give me a good opportunity. Yeah, 99s. Check out my link tree. If there's a link in my bio, click on my face. You'll see a link in my bio, and that's for my link tree. And yeah, check out the link. You're welcome to come and join us in the Day Trade with Tony community. You get access to the education. You get access to the private Discord where we're doing a lot of call outs and throughout the day. And I'll be happy to take you under my wing like I have everybody else in the community. Well, happy to take you and everybody else. Maybe Alistair not so much, but you know, one of those things. You've got to take the rough with this move, and Alistair's definitely one of the roughs that. What more reliable means exactly in Hills? What do I want to see to take a trade? So I want to see volume and volatility. I'm not seeing volatility. It's got reasonable volume right now. This volume bar, for example, is 70,000, 80,000, over 100,000 shares on the 1 minute chart. So I'm seeing the volume, but we're not getting the volatility. We're like 4 cents on the average true range. So it's gone from 223 up to 230. So 7 cents on that candle. Then it's going to pull back. So what you want to be seeing is when it breaks highs like that, you want to be getting consecutive day high breaks. So you don't want to be seeing, you know, consecutive pullbacks and choppy. There's a lot of choppy action here. So that's not what because you know how much of this chop, you never quite know when you get in the pullback. Because it's not a big move up. It's not like a flagpole and you're looking for a bull flag entry. When you get the pullback, is it going to actually sell off, or is it going to? So now we're getting a little bit of movement here. 10 minutes to the bell. But then there's an upwick. So you've got the upwick, which is a signal of selling pressure, which you got here, which is a reversal indicator. So there's a lot of choppiness. Whilst it's steadily moving up, it is quite choppy. So I'm looking for more reliable patterns to form within the price action before I get in, Tamimi. That dog does nothing but snore all day. She really is living her best life. Sleeping all day, food on tap, getting treats. Light count to feed me, I've got 2,500 because we're on the shortest. We're only doing a 60 minutes pre-market. I'm glad I'm only doing 60. Can you imagine me waffling for 90 minutes when the market's like this? It's a quiet, cold market at the moment. This is fits and starts. Last month was fantastic. We had so many good parabolic movers last month, but it's been very dry this month. Yeah, well, that's it. There's a lot of upper wicks, which that's a signal of selling pressure, which is why it's moving up, but it's not moving up with the kind of volatility that I like to see. So, yeah, I mean, if you're taking a trade with this as it broke $2 and held and kind of had a 25, 30 cent stop in place, you'd still be in it. But probably not volatile enough for me to jump in. I just don't feel. I'm not feeling not seeing the patterns that are what I would consider an A+ setup. There's not a lot else moving right now. Oh, we've got a little over 5 minutes to the bell. Yeah, well, look. Yeah, cool. Want a treat? Keep going. Not allowed to eat the duplicate. I'll have to go out and get some more treats. This is the last of the bunch. That's two. Let's stand up for it. I'll just walk you up. No, you don't have to stand up, do you? There you go. Good, yeah. Everybody say hello to Miyako. This is the snoring chow chow, the pooch. The pooch for profit. Is that nice? I have to try one of those one day. You make them look tasty. Yeah, so straight away, as I mentioned there, when we got that upwick, we got the break of 230, and we got the upwick. It's always a potential reversal indicator. So then you get the break of new, candle breaks new lows. It's selling off now. So yeah, which is why it's difficult to find, and it's on the short sale restriction as well. So you're not going to be able to short it up there. It's just not looking strong enough for a sustained move. And you know me, I like if I'm getting into something, I want to know that I'm going to get 10, 15 cents move, take profit. If I'm not going to get 10 or 15 cents on the move, I probably won't take the trade. You're a proper bollocks, Alistair. That's all I'm saying. Well, the music's got to be a little bit depressing as well now. Get rid of this tune. That's better. Yeah, people started selling. No, there was. If you're asking, was there a catalyst for the for the markets to go so bearish yesterday? No, I think it was just let's look at this on the daily, and we'll give it some context, okay? So since the new year, we've had a bull rally. Now, some people would say that it's actually a bear market rally because we're still in the downtrend overall, the lows from October. But we've had a bull rally, so we've kind of reached these levels up at kind of 450 and 420 or whatever, and then it's decided this week, do you know what? Enough is enough. I need a bit of consolidation. I need a bit of a pullback, and that's what yesterday was. So we had a big move up. Or the last 2 days we're down. We had a big move up on Tuesday. And it just couldn't sustain, so it's just a rational pullback. It was a big pullback, but it's probably this week as a result of the selling. We've had a couple of green candles. As a result of the selling this week, we've had the biggest retracement since the new year. It's nothing like what we had here before the continued move up. So just put that into context. Middle of December, we had this huge move from 410 down to 375. Now that was a pullback. That was a sell-off. This is just a consolidation. I'm not convinced that this is a big sell-off. Now, if we get back below 400 on the SPY, yeah, I might be thinking a bit more bearishy. But right now, it's still in the realms of consolidation. We're still within the range that you would say this is an upwards channel. That's just me. It's still not, I would say it's still not breaking the overall upwards trend right now. I mean, if you look at the, this is the daily, so the VWAP doesn't really count, but if you look at the 20 EMA, we're still above the 20, so below the 9, so that makes it a little bit concerning, but we're still above the 20, we're above the 200. And then 200 is the longer trend. We fall below the 200, which is currently at $400 on the SPY. That's the indicator of the longer term trend. So the 200 EMA, we get below that, then we could say, right, we're now selling off again. Right now, it's still upwards trending. So, like I say, I'm just going to switch the scanners over to the regular session. Like I always say on my own trading is, when things are looking a bit bleak, zoom out. Same thing with the overall market. If things are looking a bit bleak, zoom out. You've had a bad day. What's the overall market like for the week, for the month, for the year, to date, or whatever it is? Look at a longer time period, and is it breaking through a particular trend line? Is it breaking through a particular resistance support line, or whatever it is? And if it is, then zoom out again and see what's the longer term trend, and keep zooming out. So we're 5 seconds to the bell. Here we go. Spike there, look at that, taking off to the upside. So we'll probably go green today. After such a red day yesterday, we'll probably end up going green on the day today. Have a rally. Lyft continuing to sell. PayPal moving up. Not really seeing much. Let's go to Hillstream. All right, wait for. I'll give it a couple of minutes, see if anything pops up. I'm just trying to see anything else worth moving. Quite a bit selling. Maybe today's going to be a day to short. Corsair had good earnings. It's moving now. So let's have a quick look at Corsair. Big fan of their memory, but no volume. Okay, so this is the S&P 500 ETF. I think this is a leveraged ETF. So this is moving up. PayPal making nice steady gains. There we go. Not seeing anything jumping. Is anybody seeing any good moves to the upside? That's a big pullback on PayPal. Probably going to get bought right back up again. That's on this. I'm just going to sit on my hands, guys, and wait. Not seeing anything to write home about just yet. I called Hills. It did break the pre-market high here, so now we've got a gap and go. 265 is the high. A little bit of a pullback. Look for support on the $0.50. This one is 54. Previous resistance should work as previous support. That's usually what you want to see. It breaks 243. That's not going to happen, but I'm just going to put a stop there, just under 240. Just underneath that support level, which was resistance. If it breaks below it, so I'm not risking too much here. Just under 10 cents. If it makes its move back up, we can make some profit. I'm risking about 250 bucks here. Leave my stop there. What else? Oh, PayPal did pull all the way back and then back up over 80, testing $81 now. We're just breaking that that what was resistance. So that line now, it's breaking it. Let it play out. Hey Liquid, how you doing? So we got stopped out on that one. Sequel having a nice big 230. Key level at 230. And every 10 cents. And Paco looking to make another move, is it, Cade? Yeah, it is. Huge sell-off overnight. But it's making, I mean, Snoop Dogg, is he buying it himself? We're not getting the breakout there, so let's look at something else. Let's go back to Hills. No, it's just selling off now. Let's have a look at PayPal. Nice. Oh, I missed it. Missed the breakout I was looking for there. $100K. Okay. We get 82 on this. Range, 60-cent range on this. I'm out at 81. Yeah, broke new high, broke new lows, that was gone. Snoop sold. That's what happened. I've no idea what's happening with Tesla. I haven't looked at it. Probably following the market. Yep, it's following the market. Tesla following the market. That's Tesla, and this is the market. So pretty much the same pattern. I'm looking for a re-entry on PayPal. Bounced nicely on the VWAP. And well, missed that. Was looking for the break of 81. Right. We're getting it. 19th. Look for the break of. Look for the bounce on the view up again. Not got enough buy. I've tried to double up and not got enough buying power down. So. Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you very much, Edison. And Paco, new offering, is that why it tanked overnight? That doesn't surprise me. Lock a little bit in there just before we go on to break highs. Looking for it to break highs here. Locking a bit more. Alright, so this is a free trade now. Now it's a profitable trade. In fact, I'm just going to put a 20-cent trail in there, I think. Oh, it's too narrow. I'll get stopped out on that one. I'm going to put a 20-cent trail in when the ATR is 70 cents. That's a bit stupid. I should get me green. Tesla, all the blue chips are having a sell-off. I'm okay with that 20-cent trail actually. Getting a bit exhausted up at the top, so let's do a pullback. Well, we're not trading crypto on here, Toy Trang. Sorry. Just equities. I'll let that stop me out there. Okay, so that's a green trade now. After that first entry was not profitable, and I'm glad I had the 20 cents to stop. It saved me a little bit. That was pretty much maximum size that I was in there for 3,500 shares with PayPal. Let's see what else is moving, because I'm not seeing a great deal moving. If you look at the scanners here, the momentum scanners, there's just not a lot on the chart, and the majority of those just don't have any volume. So it's going to be one of those days, I think. We've got some IPOs due to drop. We'll see. MLYS is due to drop a little bit later, so that's confirmed for today. We're still waiting on a couple of others, potentially. Let's see. Sequel. Oh, look at how choppy that is. How can you trade that? It's just impossible to trade that. From 216 down to the range here, it's 216 to 181 across the day. HKD, I'll take a look at HKD. It's on my no trade list, so unfortunately, since the end of last year, it's a lot different than what it was. But I don't think there's any point trying to trade this, because it's extremely risky to trade. So much so that there's no leverage on it either. In fact, you have to have double equity on it. So for me to take 1,000 shares of HKD right now at $10 a share, I have to have an equity position of at least $20,000. So twice the. That's how risky it is to trade it, and that's one of the reasons it's on the no trades list for me. It's just not. I started today with just under 70,000 in my account, so in reality, I could probably take 3,500 shares, 3 to 3,500 shares maximum on HKD. Not worth the risk. Oh, here we go. I don't like trolls. You didn't tell me anything, and I'm not interested in you telling me anything, so PayPal, I should have stuck with PayPal. It's pulled all the way back there when I got stopped out, but then moved back up and broke highs. But PayPal's looking very nice. Getting a bit. PayPal could go on to make lovely highs today. Genius. Let's see what we've got with Genius. Yeah. Well, check out the market. Check out the markets, guys. Getting inverse head and shoulders here. We're going to go green on the market. The market's going to turn green today. It's going to be a bullish day today. Looks like. That's not advice. That's just the fat guy on the internet with an opinion. Yeah, Timothy, it's one of those, it is moving up nicely, HKD, but right now, 12% up on the day. let's have a look at Expion. Well, the market's looking quite bullish. They're very close to going green on the day right now. The Dow Jones Industrial is almost green. So this Spider Dow Jones Industrial, it's a State Street ETF. Spider Dow Jones Industrial, this is the DIA. It tracks the Dow Jones Industrial. And that did go green just briefly. The Russell Index, which is the Russell 2000, it's an iShares ETF. It tracks the small caps. A bit more volatile because it's the lower float, smaller cap stocks, but it does tend to move in a similar direction to the rest of the markets, and just a bit more volatile. And then the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's way off at the moment, still 0.6 down at the moment. So there's shoulder one, there's the head. We're coming back to form shoulder two, and this potentially could, if we get back up to the levels 370, that's the breakout level. That's the neckline. So the neckline here is kind of 407. Hills, yeah, below the VWAP now. Not happy with that. I was okay with the entry just for a bounce on the support. So buying at support is not a bad strategy to have. It's not a bad tactic. You buy at support for the move up. If I held it, I could have got out for a profit there, but could have even held it and got out for break even there. But you've got a trade plan, and your trade plan includes the take profit, which is I was looking for. The 10-cent move up, didn't quite get that, so we're just struggling to find. I'm just going to increase my volume filters on here because I just want to get rid of the crap. There we go. There we go. So just things that are making a bit of a spike, I'm not interested in. I want something that's got sustainable sustainable volume. So let's have a look at X1. That's selling off. That's done. Way too far down. Let's look at Lift for a potential bounce. Above the VWAP, this could be interesting. Big sell-off on earnings last night. But very often with the big sell-off on earnings, you very often find that it might not be the next day, but usually a day or two later you get a bit of a rally, because the initial reaction to earnings, to bad earnings, is an overreaction, and then it tries to fill some of that gap. If you look at this on the day, you can see what I'm talking about, where it tries to fill some of that gap. Huge gap down. We're talking what, nearly $5. Well, it is $5. $5 gap down. So maybe 11.50 or something. We could get a dollar move up, 12.50. We'll see. That's Lift. I did indeed, Jack. That's the trade that got me to gold yesterday. I was about 2k up coming into the close. Well, for those that joined me for the Power Hour stream yesterday, you'll know I was 2k up coming into the close, and then I shorted Lift on earnings as the earnings dropped and made 4k on it. So yeah, Jack, good trade that. If you've not seen it, just go. I recorded the trade. It's in real time. It's only a quick trade, so it's in real time, recorded in real time. It's on YouTube now. I'm not a big American football fan, but I think the Chiefs might have it this year. I think most people are going to be the most neutrals will be cheering the Chiefs, and that's certainly what I don't have any particular allegiance to any affiliation to American football side. So I think I'll probably stick my banner on the Chiefs. Not seeing anything, guys. Ape stock. Let's have a look at AMC. Some of these. Oh, there's an inverse head and shoulders there. That's following the market trend. So that's Ape. AMC not following the same trend. Kind of rejecting at the VWAP. GameStop. There's nobody trading it. Very low volume on GameStop, considering this was the master meme stock. Just nobody trading it. What about the baby? Oh, continued sell-off. Thought we might get a little bit of a rally, but no, this is done. This is going to go kaput. Don't hold whatever you do. Don't buy into Bed Bath and Beyond and hold thinking it's going to go back up to the levels that it was up at not too long ago. But this is probably going to go bankrupt and get delisted before it goes back up to kind of $10-12. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Well, like I say, no allegiance. You're clearly an Eagles fan. Good luck to you. The problem I've got with American football is how commercialized it is. It's just like when I was in college, they made us, as a rugby league player in college, they made us share the pitch with the American football team, and it used to wind me up because they would ruin it just down the middle. They would ruin the pitch. And there's like 50 people on a team, and I'm like, how can you have 50 people on a team? And the amount of stops, and you don't have to be an athlete. There's no endurance necessary to play American football. It stops every 2 minutes. And people saying, oh, well, the rugby's the same. No, it's not. You try playing rugby league without any endurance, I'll tell you, you'll last 10 minutes maximum. Ape seems to be probably one of the better stocks to have a look at right now. I'm not overly invested in Ape. I'm not a big fan of it. This it's more of a gimmick. Right, guys, let me know what is it that what are you looking at? Let's have a look at the sub $2 stocks, see if there's anything moving right now. NVFY. That's something. Just Valen Pharmaceutical. It was at 47 penny stocks. I'm looking at the penny stocks. There's not much. I'm not going to be trading them. Just so you know, I'm not trading any of these penny stocks. $2 is my floor on the main account. I'm up $125 on the small account. I'm down $275 on the main account. So net, I'm $150 in the hole. Spend more than that on wine at the weekend. Hey Fuzzy, I'm not seeing you for a while. Welcome back. Yeah, he couldn't hack it as a rugby player. That's what it was. So he went and took the easy route and switched to NFL. I remember Gavin Hastings back in the day was the Scotland captain, and he went across and he was kicking goals for fun. as a potential crossover with the NFL. That was back in the 90s, I think it was. And they couldn't understand how this guy who was a Scottish rugby player, how he could kick the ball so much further than pretty much anyone else on the NFL team. It was kicking goals from anywhere on the park. But then that's what he was famous for. Kicking goals from his own half. Well, no, sometimes trading can be mentally taxing. Just putting that out there. Trading can be very mentally taxing. So again, going back to Hillstream, it popped up. It's not really done much since the previous resistance, the pre-market high is fine. Resistance again there. So yeah. That had promise. There's a gap and go, and didn't go. It gapped and didn't go really. A little bit of a move up. 20 cents. If you can get 20 cents, great. You can make money. It's just one of those quiet days, guys. Let's have a look at the crypto chart, shall we? Courtesy of Benzinga. BTC. So here's the crypto chart. And this is Bitcoin on the daily. Let's put it on a 5 minute so we can see where we're actually at. So there's a 5 minute chart for Bitcoin. It's under 22,000 now. So we've got over 24,000 and it's been steadily falling. So Bitcoin now 21,800. It's a little bit of a rally since 7 a.m. but a bit of a pullback now. Still under 22,000. So yeah, not looking so bullish right now. That's Bitcoin. If there's a chart you want me to pull up that's not an equities chart, I can pull it up on the other screen and show it. We can have a look. Well, Fuzzy, we all have losses. It's just about making sure that you have more winning days than losing days, and your winning days are bigger than your losing days overall. Yeah, Xpon has a double bottom, so that's a good call out, Will. There's a double bottom. It's a little bit more pronounced if you look at it on a 2 minute time frame. So there's a double bottom, Adam and Eve, as they like to say. So if this gets over the VWAP, it could be interesting. Look for a pullback. Break of new highs. 8 cents on the range. Spreads 2-3 cents. New year, new targets there, Fuzzy. Absolutely, Tester. New year, new goals. So rejected at the VWAP. We're not getting any, nothing's really sustaining. So let's have a look at some of the larger names. I traded PayPal earlier. Why have I got an A in there? So that moved up. We took profits here. Could have got a little bit more out of it, but it's now selling off. So the market is not, I thought the market was going to get green. I still think it probably will, but pulling back a little bit. What did Lyft do? Lyft got a bit of, forming a little bit of a double bottom right now. So can it find support here at the $0.50? Where did it find support here before? 45, yeah. So let's see. Lyft pulled off on earnings yesterday after hours. Looking maybe for a bounce today. We need it. Ideally, want to be above 11 for a move up towards 12 for a bounce. But it looks a bit weak. As long as it's below the VWAP, I'm not even going to entertain going long unless it starts to look really exhausted. Yeah, absolutely, Fuzzy. Get green, stay green. Get to goal and get out. Yeah, I'll take another look at Tesla for you since you're doing it. So Tesla's selling off. Still moving downwards. Back under 198 now. So catch Tesla. It's not looking weak enough to short at the moment. A little bit of a W formation there, so it's not looking weak enough to short. But if it breaks 196, then yeah, I'd look for an entry to possible entry to short it, manage the risk. That's Tesla. NXT. So this was one of the IPOs from yesterday. So having a look at the IPOs from yesterday, there's nothing really, no movement there. LSDI, no volume at all. Yeah, that's just choppy and no volume either. So this did spike up to over $29 pre-market, but just no volume. So those IPOs didn't attract the necessary interest. And we'll see if Bullfrog is NLYS. No, that's not started yet. We'll see. Back up to X1. Right, okay, so it's been released for quotation. So just news there dropping that this has been released for quotation, so it probably will begin trading in about 15 minutes, I would imagine. Not saying I'm going to trade this. You just want to, if you're trading an IPO, at least let the first 10-15 minutes play out, see the price action. Don't just try and jump in and chase any initial momentum. It's dangerous. Well, I'm still doing one, Fuzzy. Right now, I'm doing a small account challenge as we speak. So right now, my small account this morning. We started on the 17th of January. So with just under $2,500 in the account on the small account. Today we started with 10,400 in the account. So we've grown it in a little under 3 weeks to just over $10,000. We made 125 so far this morning. There's just been no really good setups at the moment for the small account. I'm just being very cautious with the small account. I'm not being overly aggressive like I am with my main account. Trying to, demonstrate how to grow it. So, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a playlist there about the small account, and there's updates every day on the small account challenge. So you can check that out if you've missed it. But there you go. It's not a lot worth even considering right now. PayPal again. Not feeling PayPal. Oh, we've gone green on the market. There we go. The market's gone green. Needs to test this previous day's closing price as a support, and if it makes new highs, and I did say we'd go green today. Can we sustain? Can we hold it? I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm the best day trader on these social media platforms. Top three. So the market just gone green. It's testing the red-green line. Yesterday's closing price, testing that as for support right now. Not holding, but that's okay. 407. The whole dollar 407 needs to hold. Not holding. The market went green. It's pulling it back a little bit, but it's still looking bullish. Yeah, okay. Why would you do that when the market is moving? But okay. Meta. Facebook breaking highs, going green on the day as well, in line with the market. So what you're seeing here is stocks that trade with the market, moving up with it. Oh, you couldn't get a better double bottom on than what's being shown on Lyft right now. On the 2-minute time frame. This. Is that not a more pronounced W you couldn't find? Oh, 180. 1080, 180, 1080. No, I've not been taking drunken trades. I've stopped doing that on Power Hour. I did have a glass of wine whilst I was trading yesterday on Power Hour, but I'm not trading them. I'm not drinking. I think I had 2 bottles of wine that day. How much did I lose? About 30 grand, something like that. It was a horrible trade. You had fun though. How much have I made today? I'm 100 net across the board. I'm about 150 bucks down, so it's not too bad. Still time yet. Magic Empire Global Group moving up, just lacking volume at the moment. Marathon Digital making a bit of a pop to the upside. And Riot Blockchain. So crypto mining stocks having a bit of a bounce. Yeah, it was a lot of money. Took me a couple of days to get out of that. Recover that. It was painful. Target $11 for short, possibly $11.25. Let's target $11. I'll come back. That's not breaking out quick enough for me. Not volatile enough. The volume's dying out, so I'll come back to that later. Let's see what else is moving. Oscar on lower volume. Oh, is there a catalyst? This is moving nicely. Oscar Health. Volume's coming as well. Right, Oscar Health announces inducement grants under section 303A.08 of the NYSE listed company manual. $112 million floor, a little bit larger than I normally like to trade. No leverage. It's okay, I've got enough equity to trade this effectively. Just waiting for an entry if I'm going to get one. Thought that might be a bit more volatile. It depends on the stock price, 9/9s. So very often I might not, because I've got a decent sized account, I might not use any leverage. So if I traded Oscar right now, Oscar Health, there's no leverage available, so I'll be using my equity. I traded PayPal earlier, where I was using pretty much all my leverage, which I can get up to six times on PayPal. And certain stocks I can get up to 6 times leverage. Some it's like 4 times, and some it's like no leverage at all. So it depends. Okay. We've not got the volatility that I was hoping for. Want to see something going parabolic. So we've got a little bit of a pullback on lift. This double bottom here, just waiting for the breakout. Didn't quite get the follow through. It got over 1085. Bit of a down wick, so look for the next test of that level. Thank you again, Edison. Really appreciate that. Varna breaking highs, going green on the day, in line with the wider market. This double bottom seems to be prevalent across the market. Well, it's a cold market and there's not a lot to trade. I mean, super chip at the moment it's choppy. So wait for the right opportunity and I'll put some numbers on the board. But I mean, where would you get in? Where's the entry here right now? There isn't one. Not seeing entries on any of these stocks right now. Genius. Just not getting enough volatility. There's plenty volume on the stocks that aren't moving very well, and then there's plenty volatility on the stocks that have volume that don't have volume. But I'm not getting anything that's got volatility and volume, and you hear me every single day saying you need both for a reliable trade. You need both volume and volatility. Look, not every day is going to be a 30k, 50k day super chip, and I love those too. Nobody likes a troll. I'll let you go and create another new account. We might see something start to move. Still waiting, but there's just nothing moving. I mean, lack of volume is concerning deeply. I even set my... So there we go. Yeah. So lift, looking to move back up, I think, potentially. I like the pattern, I'm just waiting for the breakout. Right, but it's a global pattern. Seen it on lift, we're seeing it on the market itself, seen it on Kavana. Let's have a look at, are you guys watching anything that Shopify's not doing? Very, shouldn't be, that chart is not Shopify, that chart is Choppify. That's how choppy that is. It's just a very cold market, and you've got to be patient. At some point today, there will be a stock will move a good 15-20%, guaranteed. Well, it's not guaranteed, but the likelihood is that something will move, and it will move well. And it's just being placed at in the right place at the right time to take advantage of it. Because right now there's nothing moving. Everything is sideways. Very choppy. There's a little bit, you know, spurts up, spurts down. So we've even got a lovely double bottom here on lift, but we're not getting the breakout. So if I look at it on the 2 minute rather than the 1 minute. Oh, this is the 2 minute. Look at it on the 5. Yeah, we've still not quite got the breakout. Maybe retest 1085. See what happens. Back to the 1. MACD says suggesting it's upwards trending. Just barely. On days like this, sometimes it's just better to sit on your hands. Wait for the break. Soundhound, are you going to get green? No, probably not. So again, this is just choppy sideways. A little bit of a dip there when the market dipped, but the rest of it's just sideways and choppy. Let's have a look at Frogger. This is low volume. That's grog, not frog. That's frog. Can't trade that. There's not enough volume. Barnett pulled back. Someone said Veru was moving earlier. But again, it's just choppy sideways. There's no real range or volatility to take advantage of. I mean, even if you take the entire range since the open, from the high to the low down here, It's 10 cents. Oh, 20 cents. Oh, $4 up to $4.30. So, and that's across the best part of an hour. So 30 cents in it, that's not really a range that we can take advantage of. Well, the thing here is what you should be learning from this is that patience and inaction can be more profitable than just jumping in. Boredom trades are very likely to go against you. Just bear that in mind. Stay away from those boredom trades. Don't trade because you think you sat at your desk and you should be trading. It's boredom trades will you just throw your strategy out of the window, and the whole point of having a strategy is to give yourself a statistical edge over the market, and if you're just going to ignore it, then you lose your edge. So that's why boredom trades very rarely are profitable. Stick to your strategy, and none of these stocks at the moment are setting up in line with my strategy. Maybe if XPong breaks $3. I mean, this is downtrending since it popped. This went up to 380s pre-market and then sold off, and it's been selling off since. So if it gets over $3, it might make another move to the upside, but I can't see it sustaining. They're just not enough buying pressure to the upside. There's an argument for a cup and handle, I guess. Cosmos hitting the scanners. Let's have a look at Cosmos. We've not seen Cosmos for quite some time. Right, this when it changed its name, it did a reverse stock split last. This was my $1 million trade. Look at this on the daily. I'll show you. This trade here was the $1 million trade last year. It moved from kind of $4 all up to way up to almost $24. Like yeah, 23.84, 385 to at the bottom, 23.84, all intraday, and we was able to get the majority of. I think I had about 40k a day that day. 16th of December. And this is why you don't get married to any stock, because this went up to almost $24 and then sold off hard. There's no doubt people are holding bags up at $15, $16, $20 or whatever with Cosmos, thinking it's going to go back up again. And they might be waiting a very, very long time. Not saying it won't go back up there, but highly unlikely given its history. So XPON. I mean, it's right now we're getting a bit of volatility. Now we're getting a bit of range. So the range is now 13 cents. We've got over 10 cents on the range. It could be interesting to trade it, but we've got now two large upwicks there, but it needs to fill those upwicks and have a candle close above 330. I'm in at 320, and I'll get out at 310. Just small size. Yeah. Gave it 10 cents. Broke new lows. Those up wicks were a bit of a warning to me, so I thought, okay, let's see if it does fill. I might get the extra, but no, those up wicks were suggesting pullback. I'll wait for the pullback now. Wait for the new highs, 325. Looking for 10 cents initially, so we're looking for 330. No IPOs started trading yet. Here we go. Can we get 330? 24 on the ask there. 27, 28, 30. 28 on the bid. We're looking for 30. We've got 30 on the ask, not on the bid. Let's see. Looking for 30 on the bid. Now we've definitely got devil horns. Needs to fill that wick. Need the candles to close above 330. This is looking very sus until we get a candle close above 330. Got 26 on the ask there then. Let's take half off. 10-cent trailing stop in place. It's a free trade. Too many up wicks. Not a clean trade, but it was a free trade. My first entry was a loss. Kind of break even. We're with $25 down. So we'll look for better entry this time. Too many up wicks. A lot of selling pressure. When you get that many up wicks, it's selling pressure, and probably you're not going to get a clean move. So let's have a look at what else is moving. Let's have a bit of better music than this. It's putting me to sleep. It's not an easy day's trading today, guys. I'm not feeling this at all. Merck had earnings today, but not really moving that much. Hillstream just did nothing, kind of 214, just got over $2, and then mostly sideways, a little bit of spot up to down 250 and then back down to $2 again. So that's not really done much. Alteryx, HKD's not really done much after promising much. Yeah, it's one of those days. It's just a very stagnant is probably the word I would use. Stagnant market at the moment. If it gets back over 325, it'll be interesting. Doesn't look like it will. Varna. Big Bear AI making a bit of a move. No, thought it was making a move. Guess not. Havana, not really doing much. The market itself has gone very choppy. So very choppy sideways since it broke above the red green line. Just choppy sideways the market. So when the market's like this, very choppy sideways, not doing anything, go nowhere, do nothing type sideways chop, you find that it's very difficult to get good reliable breakouts on most stocks. They become very choppy, even if they're trending upwards. The movements, the up and down movements tend to become very, very choppy. Well, let's have a look at Carvana. Is there any opportunity there? Probably not. Let's see what we're doing on next one. Let's see if we can get 5 cents. Let's just scalp this if we can get 5 cents on it. Just scalp it. 75. No, we've got $100 on that. We were 25 in the hole, so we've got $100 just scalping that. Don't really like scalping, it racks up the commissions. Now it's up at the top, needs to break highs. Well, at least we've got rid of those wicks, we've filled in those wicks. Let's see if we can't get a break of the $half here. It's just very choppy. There's no clean move. None of this is clean. Looking for the $half on the bid. About 46. Buy again. I'll just scalp that. Another $300 in the kitty. So takes us green on the day. No, Carvana's back red on the day. So Carvana, it moved up to $12.20. Now it's back under $12, back under 11.90s. So this could be long-winded. I'm not going to scalp this all day long. It's just very choppy on the way up, and it's probably not worth what I'm getting on it. A couple of $100 at a time. Probably not worthwhile. The risk that you're putting into it. So I'm just not going to scalp that. Let's have a look at Big Bear AI. That's pulling back. Not great volume. That's not great either. Underneath the VWAP. There's nothing moving, guys. It's going to be one of those days, I think. It's going to be slightly a scratch day, really. If I take commissions and charges into effect, it's going to be a scratch day. I'll have not made any money, not lost any money. So, green day. 125 on the small account, 100 on the main account. There's not a lot to trade. As you can see from the scanners there, there's a lot of empty spaces because there's just nothing meeting the criteria for a good trade, a good setup. Guard Force AI. No, not really. I'll wait for these this IPO that's due to drop. Still not trading yet. So MLYS. I've got the level 2 showing, just no not open for trade yet, so that'll probably drop at the top of the hour. We'll see. Shinwari John. Okay, cheers, thanks. So I start 7:30 US East Coast, but I start streaming. I stream my trades live from 8:30 East Coast time, US. Well, I've got to take the dog for a walk. I've actually got to go into town and get some stuff. So I'm going to go for a walk into town and get some stuff. Got some post I need to get rid of as well. This gets off the VWAP. Yeah, I might be interested. Other than that, no. PayPal, very choppy sideways. Nice move up. We caught the nice move up. We could have shorted that gain, I guess. Look, if it breaks below 80.50, I think it could be worth shorting. Could definitely be worth shorting. The overall market back red again. So it's going to be. We're going to get a lot of this today. I think it's going to finish green, but it's going to be sideways chop. I think that's pretty much what we've got to look forward to, guys. Well, I guess let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so let's have a look at where we are on just the scratch day today. We've taken a couple of trades, but we're not making any money today, so it's going to be one of those. I'm just going to knock it on the head, take the dog for a walk, come back later, see what transpires. If you want to join the community, you're more than welcome. This here is my linked tree. You can see the link, the address to my link tree up in the top left corner. This here is my link tree, so come join the community. You're more than welcome. I'm going to answer a few questions as soon as I get the chat up. Okay. Well, I'm using HP monitors, Shinwari John. I'm using HP monitors. I've got the 324-inch monitors, and I've got my laptop. So that's my setup. I've got 4 screens in front of me. But yeah, so this is my link tree. Check this out. I mean, if you want to get some of my catchphrases on some merchandise, go and check out the merch store. It's on a mug. Get green, stay green. Someone was asking about that. Put it on a shirt. You've got another one here. Just a fat guy on the internet. Get green, stay green, fat guy on the internet, etc., etc. So got all that on the on a hat, on a baseball jersey, on there's even a dog ball with Miyako on there as well. So go check out the merch store. If you want to learn to trade, you want me to take you under my wing, you want to become part of the Day Trade with Tony community, get access to the private Discord. Here's the link for the Day Trade with Tony education section. So there's a course here that you can learn how to day trade the way I do. I'll offer mentorship with that. You get access to the full syllabus here. You get access to the Day Trade with Tony community on the Discord. And then it's only cost you $120 plus whatever taxes in your local jurisdiction. Here in Ireland, it's like $146 US. Over 20 hours of lecture material, just me waffling on about how to trade the markets, but this is the syllabus. Check that out. If you're wondering how I find stocks to trade, you've seen the scanners, just a couple of the scanners here. I use Benzinga. Check out Benzinga. It really is a great it's a great tool. As I say, I use Benzinga. It can be, some people consider it expensive. You can budget it. You can offset the cost of your Benzinga subscription against your tax, and more importantly, you can get a discount using my code DTWT35. You get 35% off. So if you're using a discount, if you want a discount, and if you're wondering what Benzinga is, the scanners that I've been using are these two scanners that I've got popped out. But this is essentially my desktop. What I've got on front of me every single day. I've got real-time scanners here. I've got the rolling news. I've got signals and alerts here, and I've got the momentum scanner, and I've got the gap scanner here. So this is all from Benzinga, out of the box. You can configure it if you're in the Day Trade with Tony community. Obviously, you've seen my tutorial on how to use this. But if you do go for this and you want some information on how to use Benzinga, by all means, message me. You can message me directly on TikTok. You can find in the link tree, which is you can find my my email. Go back here. So my email is here. You can email me directly. You can find me on Facebook or Twitter. You can DM me there, or Instagram, DM me there. You can reach out to me directly, no problem. TraderView. I recommend, if you want to be a profitable trader, always journal your trades and review them regularly. At the end of each day, go back and find out what you've done right, what you've done wrong, how you can improve. TraderView, as opposed to TradingView is the charting platform, whereas TraderView is a journaling platform. Now this here is my TraderView, and you can see here that certainly for I'll just put the dates in here. I'll put in the year to date. It makes me look better. I'm still in the drawdown on February, so you can see here January had my best ever month. Some really big days in January. 40,000 day on the 11th, followed by a 20,000 on the 13th. Had a big red day on the 23rd, but we followed that up with a bigger green day on the 24th, and we had a massive day the last Friday of January, 47,000. So that was a really good day. If I go back to February, you'll see that we're not having the best February. We're still in drawdown. We're green on the month. We're 10k green on the month at the moment, but we're in the drawdown because of this red day on Monday. If I look at the details of that drawdown, you can see down here, let's get this, win-loss expectation. See the drawdown I've still got to recover from is 13,000. So yeah, there might be get something to trade, but you can see my equity curve across the year to date. So this here is TraderView, as I was saying. Check that out. You can use Trade Anvil. There's loads of different platforms you can use. I just use TraderView. So people ask me what are the tools I use for trading. These are all the tools I use for trading. This is how I'm teaching people how to trade as well. Benzinga, TraderView, TradingView for charting. The platform, the software is Dash Trader. So yeah, check out all of that, and I'm going to finish the stream, and I'll be back later. Well, I won't be back later. I'll be back on Monday now, an hour before the market opens. So I'll be back 8:30 on Monday. That will be 1:30 p.m. here in Ireland. In the meantime, what was the site? That's trade. If you, all the links are in my link. This is my link tree. So the link tree, the tick. If you go into my profile, IMHO, these links, you'll find a link tree. You click on the link, it'll bring you to this this page, and these are all the links, all the tools I use for day trading. So TradingView is the charting platform. TraderView is the journaling platform. It's absolutely fantastic. I take stock with it, and I use it every day. I import my trades every day for reviewing as well. Benzinga, that's the platform I use for my scanners, screeners, and alerts. They have a Squawk, Audible Squawk as well. They have a trading room. You can go live with them. So Benzinga's great. Check that out. Again, if you're don't pay full price, whatever you do, use my discount code. It's probably the best discount code you'll get, unless there's a special on, like Memorial Day. They did a 50% discount or whatever it was, which you could still use my discount code for an additional 35% off that as well. So yeah, check all that out, and I will see you on Monday, an hour before the market opens. I'll take the dog for a walk, and if you're in the Day Trader with Tony Discord, I'm not profitable at all today. I'm not having a red day. I've got a green day, a very small green day, but on both the large and small accounts. But I'll be in the Discord after I walk the dog. So give me an hour, and I'll be back in the Discord. And anything moving, I'll be calling it out in the watch list channel on my Discord, and I'll see you there. So if you're not on the Discord, then why not? Come join us, and I'll see you all on Monday. Take it easy, guys. Have a great weekend. See you then.